All right, so here are some examples of us using these order of operations for you. So I did put the procedure on here. So we are using GEMDAS, which I know you guys in the past have used, probably PEMDAS, which is fine. But we're switching to the word grouping symbols. And this is because we're going to see more than just parentheses. Sometimes you might see brackets. Sometimes you might see absolute value bars, things like that. So we just want to get into the habit that any grouping symbol, even a fraction bar, is considering a grouping symbol, and so you want to, we're just going to put that as a G. So these are the procedures. So it's 4 steps, and we want to make sure that this order is followed in these specific steps. So I do have them on the slide. I always write them out just to keep me kind of in the way, or kind of in the know. So let's just do step 1, which is grouping symbols. So I want to look at my example. I don't have any grouping symbols. There's no parentheses, there's no fraction bar, nothing like that. So sweet. So we can go ahead and cross this out. All done. Don't need it. Step 2, it says E is for exponents. So I want to go ahead and scan my problem. No exponents here either. So sweet. So cross that one out. That one's done. We are already into step 3. Pretty nice. So step 3 says that I need to deal with all of the multiplication and division, or division. All right, but there is a trick here. So these do not, they are the same equal power, so you don't want to just look for all the multiplication first. How you determine which one goes first is from left to right. So in this example, if we follow the procedure, we're going to go from left to right, and we're going to find the very first multiplication or division that we pop up on. So as I follow this, the very first one I see is this 18 divided by 2. That is the first multiplication or division that I come across. I know there's multiplication here, but we have to do it from left to right. So we have this 18 divided by 2, which is 9. And then everything else I'm not going to touch. Oh, let me, guess it'd be nice if I lined it up, huh? Everything else I am not going to touch. Just one step at a time. So all we did was 18 divided by 2 and got us a 9. So we're still in step 3, which is all of the multiplication or division. And so we need to scan from left to right. Do I have any more multiplication or division? So you scan from left to right, and I do. I have multiplication right here. All right, so let's go ahead and solve this one. 14, I'm just bringing this down. So we have 18 times 9 over here. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 7 more is 16. So we have 162. All right, so we can't cross this out yet. We got to make sure, do we have any more multiplication or division? Nope, we're done. So we'll cross this out. We're all done with step 3. So now let's move on to step 4. Now step 4 says addition or subtraction, once again from left to right. Okay, so the first one, as I scan it to the left, is this 14 plus 162. And so 6, 7, 1. So I have 100, oops, sorry, and 76 minus 7. And then the very last one is this 176 minus 7, which is 169. All right, so let's do another one. All right, so again, we always begin with our first one, which is G, grouping symbols. Do I have any grouping symbols? And I do. I have this. This entire thing is a grouping symbol, and so I'm just going to kind of narrow my focus into here and go ahead and solve what's in that grouping symbol first until they were all gone. So in this case, I have an addition and a subtraction. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our order. Now, they are in the same category. So how do I determine which one goes first? So in my notes, apparently it says from left to right. So that means that I'm going to do this 9 plus 33 first, then worry about that minus 6. So 9 plus 33 12. So we have 42. And then all I did was bring down everything else. I didn't touch anything. We didn't touch anything. All right. So we still can't get crossing off our grouping symbol because we still have a grouping symbol happening here. Okay, we still have a little grouping symbol happening here. So we just have to do 42. So this would be the next step. We have 42 minus 6, and I got 36. So I'm just going to bring down everything else. We haven't touched those. So sweet. So going to scan, do I have any more grouping symbols? Nope. Cross that sucker out because we are done with that step. So let's move on to step 2, exponents. So I have to scan, do I have exponents? And I do. I have an exponent situation right here. So I know it's been a while, so practice. So I'm just going to bring this over here. We have 3 to the second power. So if we remember right, this number tells us what is being multiplied. So I know I'm multiplying 3's. And then this number tells us how many times. How many times? So I am multiplying the number 3 to itself 2 times, because that's what the exponent tells. So we have 3 times 3, which is 9. So that's going to go here. And then everything else I'm just writing. One tiny step at a time. All right, any more exponents? I don't see them, so we can go ahead and cross that guy out. Now step 3, multiplication or division. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to scan it. The first one I happen to see is we have a division, which is 36 divided by 6, which is 6. And then I'm just going to bring down this minus 9. We can cross that one out. And the very last one is addition or subtraction. 6 minus 9 is negative 3. Okay, last one in this example, or in my video. All right, again, we're going to just follow GEMDAS. This does get overwhelming, but just look at one tiny step at a time. Okay, that's kind of the key here. So we have this entire expression, and we want to go ahead and figure this beautiful thing out. So we have the first thing, which is grouping symbols. I do have grouping symbols. I have 2 of them actually. So I'm just going to tackle one at a time. So we're just tackle that what's inside of here. Okay. We're going to tackle this guy. So we have what's inside our parenthesis, which is 6 plus 3, and that is 9. And then I'm going to bring over everything else. I'm only doing one thing at a time. Otherwise, it gets overwhelming. That exponent went with whatever happens inside this parenthesis. Okay, we still have grouping symbols. So I still got to do all of this. Now I'm just worried about what's in here. But what's in here is 2 different things. We have a subtraction symbol and a division symbol. So I have to figure out which one goes first. Well, according to my list, multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. So I have to do the multiplication and division first. So 10 divided by 5 is 2, and then everything else I am bringing down. All right, so we're still in my grouping symbols. Still can't cross that out yet because we still have this one. So 9 minus 2 is 7. Again, I'm just carrying this down. And I think we finally got rid of all of our grouping symbols. Sweet. Cross that guy out. Second step is exponents. So do I have exponents? I do. I have 9 to the second power, which that means that I'm multiplying 9 by itself. How many times? Well, my exponent says 2 times. So 9 by itself 2 times. 9 times 9 is 81. Okay, so that would be the next one. So we have 81 plus 7. Now, we don't have any more multiplication or division, cross that guy out, but we do have addition and subtraction, which is 81 plus 7, and that would be 88.